So 39 trademarks were renewed with some pretty exciting games on here. I mean, we have Golden Sun Dark Dawn, Super Mario Sunshine, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Nintendogs. I mean, there's even a Pokemon Ranger game on here. Now this could be nothing, or, and I hope it is, it could be something huge for the Nintendo Switch in 2020. What do you think? Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo Show, where we cover the latest gaming news, leaks, and rumors from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in 2020 and beyond. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below this video and that notification bell so you know when I upload. In this video, we're going to go over the 39 trademarks recently renewed by Nintendo that have some huge heavy hitters on this list and speculate on if anything is going to come from some of these games, or is Nintendo just continuing their trademarks for these games, because some of these games make a lot of sense and some of them don't. So first up on the list that I noticed immediately is Kid Icarus. The last game that Kid Icarus had was back on the 3DS with Kid Icarus Uprising 2. The game was incredibly good with great combat, only bogged down by its 3DS controls, and I can really see Nintendo making a Kid Icarus Uprising 2 on the Switch with better controls, more fleshed out combat, and maybe add some RPG mechanics. Now, other ways it could return is of course on the Virtual Console for the Nintendo subscription service, but I think a lot of us would like to see a Kid Icarus Uprising 2. Now next up we have a game that actually has to do with a previous video I've done on a stylus patent, and that is Pokemon Ranger, as you may recognize it on this list. Now recently a Joy-Con stylus patent was published by Nintendo, so this could be what it's used for, or possibly other stylus required games like Kid Icarus Uprising or Nintendo Plus Cats, which is also on this list. I think Nintendogs would also fit on the Switch perfectly actually. Now there's a huge one on here, and I mean gigantic. Super Mario Sunshine. How many of us have been waiting for a sequel or a remaster to this game for the Nintendo Switch? I mean, we even wanted it back on the Wii U. Now of course this is a trademark, so it could always be nothing, or Nintendo could have plans for a remaster, or maybe even adding GameCube games onto the Nintendo Online service, because there are other games on here that come from the GameCube, not just Super Mario Sunshine. If Nintendo added GameCube games onto the online service, I think that would garner a whole new slew of customers for that online service. And moving on to a game that I'm actually surprised hasn't gotten a remaster on the Switch for some reason, and that's The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. This game was fantastic and it's perfect for the Switch. We had it on the Wii U, so why not the Nintendo Switch? Now of course, like the previous games on this list, this could always be nothing, or it could mean Wind Waker could be coming to the Switch in the form of a remaster or on the Virtual Console. Now sometimes companies do renew trademarks and do nothing with them. There are a couple titles on here that kind of make you scratch your head and want to dismiss this list altogether. Freaky Forms, Steel Diver, Swap Node. I mean, there's just some weird titles on here, so just keep that in mind. Now there are actually some other cooler games on here like Kirby 64, WarioWare Smooth, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. There's even The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. All these games span across the Nintendo 3DS, Super Nintendo, DS, NES, GameCube, Nintendo 64, and of course the Game Boy Advance. And I think if Nintendo decided to add all of these all at once in 2020, or slowly introduce them to the online service in 2020, I think they would garner a whole new audience for their online service, or even bring back some old games, which would make a lot of people happy. Now let's say this list has something to do with the games. When could we see some of these titles announced, whether it be a remaster, sequel, or what have you? Well, Nintendo hasn't had their 2020 Nintendo Direct, and like I said in my previous videos when people were speculating about a Nintendo Direct in 2020, I said it may end up being in February, and I think that's where we're gonna see it, in a Nintendo Direct February, if this is something to do with Nintendo's plans. Nintendo needs to step up their game in 2020 and get everyone excited for the Nintendo Switch, because those brand new consoles, the PS5 and Xbox One X, are on the horizon, and Nintendo needs to step up their game if they want to keep people's attention. I mean, what better way to announce some of these amazing titles to get people's attention and get people excited for the Nintendo Switch? Except you Animal Crossing City folk, you could stay in the closet of shame. This is one game we don't like to talk about. So what do you think? Do you think this is a whole bunch of hogwash, or do you think there is something to this list? What games on this list would you like to see in the form of a sequel or a remaster? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and of course make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.